We're gonna do a little bit of knees over toes. We're gonna pull the knee forward, right? Drive, knee over toe, obviously, right? Don't let it kick out though. I still want some adductor, turn it on. Keep the big toe pressure. Hold with the hands on the hips for about 5 to 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, drive up. Then back down. We'll do 3 reps.
You got some fucking wheels.
I kind of like having my toes on the floor. I say midfoot can be off the slant board.
Okay.
If you want to push past your limitations and rise to the occasion, check out my brand new program, Pushing Peaks with my brother Timberland, and let's make it happen.
And what you're gonna do is just go ahead, get into position, internally rotate, right? Drive the knee forward, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, then back up.
I think it's good that they're catching on camera how much I'm shaking and how stable you are. It's interesting, right? You put new movements in, like,
that's what it is.
Like, I'm not out of shape.
It's what we call specific adaptation to impose demands. You know the SAID principle, right? Even with my guys that are at the highest level of the UFC or professional boxing or Olympic judo, right? I have Olympians that I worked with. Because they're so good at their sport, they can get off the couch some days and go spar 10 rounds and not be as tired. But you put them on a prowler push because it's not as specific as what they're used to, and it kills them.
Yeah.
Right? So it's all subjective of what is actually being the process of that adaptation. But that's good though, because if you give them something that's outside of the realm, it's going to help general physical preparedness. So we take it from general because now you have no weak links. So now your strength is there, your stability is there, your mobility is there, your ability to withstand like high force and high demand, all gets correlated over to the specifics of the sport.
Yeah.
So now there's no weak links in the specific of the sport because I just improved on my generalness. So now I widen the base of the pyramid. 5,
ooh, I feel that hand,
4,
that hip flexor.
Yep. Yep. Now hold right there. So you're getting a stretch now on that glute because you're using your obliques and you're closing the angle down, right? So the oblique mixed in, crossing over the oblique sling is hitting the
I'm
glute
shaking
knee.
like a dog, bro. I'm shaking like a dog.
You're good, bro. Lift your hip up a little higher. Higher. There, now bend the knee a little bit more. Good, now reach. There you go, hold that. Okay, now from here, all the way like you're opening with your straight arm, you're gonna go all the way up like a book. You're gonna open with your hips. You're gonna open with your hand, you're gonna look up. Now, when you open and lift, look up, maintain the knee from caving in. So you gotta push out. Good, open. Now close the angle down. Back down, and you're here again. So that's a modified hip airplane.
My Lord.
Give me more rotation here.
Okay.
There you go. Keep pushing, right there. You should feel it there.
Yeah.
Right, give me more here. Push into my hand. There you go, push your knee into my hand. There, feel the difference?
Oh my God.
Good, now open. Good, keep going, open. Good, hold, push into my hand. There you go, back down. Good.
I'm starting to sweat.
Yeah, good.
Wow. Okay, it's my bad.
Yeah, keep that balance. So that's why I want you to grip the ground, right? Because that's your support system.
Yeah.
So you're anchoring down, you gotta start from the ground up. So that kinetic linkage, it goes from the foot, ankle, knee, hip complex.
I'm learning a lot about my body today, specifically what's messed up.
Yep.
Wow.
Good, push that knee out. Good, back in. And one more. Open. Back in. Good. See his knee?
My Lord.
So that knee started to push in, right?
Yeah.
So you're losing that external rotation on the down leg. So really what we're doing is, you ever heard of open and closed chain movements?
Yeah.
So you have an open chain, external rotation, internal rotation on the backside hip. What you have is an anchor point on the down leg, on the closed chain, and you have to freely locate that range that you have in an open chain. So it takes a little bit more consciousness to understand where your body is in space at that proprioception. So now we're gonna go upper body. What we'll do is what's called banded dislocates. Internal, external rotation, but primarily is to stretch out the pecs, stretch out the anterior delts, and then also turn on the posterior chain, upper posterior chain. You have your rhomboids, you have your traps, you have your rear delts. Stay long in the head, so neck is long, right? There's no crunching here. And you wanna draw the rib cage down. So you don't wanna be in this, what we call open scissor. We wanna close the angle down and try to stack the thorax over the pelvis. Because one, that's gonna help us with breathing. That's gonna improve posture. When you breathe and you're in a constant state of inhalation, you're in this extended position. Your respiratory rate is hindered by not having enough space.
Got it.
So we want to actually draw the rib cage down. Whenever somebody says, you know, if they're out of breath and they go, put your hands on your head, that's actually the worst thing you could do, right?
Really?
Because it closes the angle down. So now you're in an extended position, and especially if they have like an anterior pelvic tilt or something along the lines of that, we want to draw the rib cage down, stack that rib cage so that now your diaphragm has more ability to actually formulate and and expand. When
So would you say when you do that, are you kind of like crunching in a little? Like a little bit of a
I'm just kind of
abdominal?
I'm not crunching like this, but I am just trying to
tense it, maybe?
I'm just trying to draw it down. Yeah, you could call it crunching, but don't turn the abs on to where everything's tightened up.
Okay.
So I'm still just here, and instead of going like this, I'm just right there.
Got it.
Now I'm not rolling forward.
No.
I'm still keeping my shoulders back, but it's just maintaining that positioning.
Got it.
Right? You improve your posture, you're gonna improve your breathing. You improve your breathing, you improve your energy output. So we're gonna be here, we're gonna crunch back, keep your shoulders locked in, right? Don't let the band touch.
Don't let the band
Keep
touch.
it squeezed, yeah. And back around, open, reach up.
Now I'm feeling those abs, bro.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling that.
Yeah. And now you're not opening here, so now everything's on.
Yeah.
Right? And you're not we're not compensating through the movement. We're actually moving the shoulder the way it's supposed to move.
I think I did everything unintentional, like bullshit.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? No, seriously. Like I think I would go to the gym and just kind of like do that, like.
I mean, for the most part, like it's not terrible to just go through a motion, but when you're focusing on actually having function and building that function based off of the structure that you've gained through training, you have to be a little bit more strategic. You have to be a little bit more isolated in that sense. And I've always said, like, it starts with isolation. It takes a little bit more time.
It's like no wasted movement though.
I isolate before I integrate because I have to be able to move one section of the body before I can pull it all together.
That's a t-shirt. Not everybody gets to be trained under Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? That's pretty dope.
Now we're gonna do banded pull-aparts. What we wanna do is we wanna work through that range of motion. So that scap needs to be able to protract, retract, right? Okay. We're gonna use the band as more of like a tactile cue, and then you'll get some strength at the end of it. So I'm using the band, I'm pulling the band apart slightly, but I'm gonna push my shoulders forward, and the way I'm gonna push my shoulders forward is forward like that. I gotta use my serratus anterior. So I gotta, the muscles here, they call it the puncher's muscle. Because when you internally rotate and you push the shoulder forward, that's what activates that movement. So I'm using this movement, especially for my fighters, because we have to be able to throw. I'm using the band and I'm gonna pull forward. Then from there, I'm gonna go into retraction. So I'm getting full range of motion through my scap. Now, another thing I'm doing is I'm maintaining a good athletic base. So my legs are slightly bent because I don't want to be locked out like this, because if they're locked out, then I can't really formulate balance. You see how I'm like all on the toes? So you want to grab the ground, bend the knees slightly, just like if I were to go and be like in a stance, like a DB would be here getting ready right off the line, or even here, like you're never here, right? In an athletic position.
You get knocked right over.
When I say, yo, get in your athletic position, everybody's gonna do this. Yeah. Right? And even if I'm in my stance here, I'm bending my knees, I'm not like this.
Okay.
So you always wanna be in a good athletic position. And then from there, get your glutes locked in, because that's gonna stabilize the pelvis. Then from there, we're gonna go ahead and lock in the abs, because that's gonna stabilize the lumbar spine. So now we're disassociating the T-spine from the lumbar, from the pelvis. Yeah. And from there, I'm gonna go ahead and protract. Then I'm gonna go retract. So I'm pulling it back now. Yeah, perfect. Just like you would if you were going to bench. Okay. Right, from there, I'm gonna pull the band apart. Good. Ooh. And then back in.
Well, that makes it completely different.
And then when you get comfortable with it, then it's just protract, retract, pull apart.
I'm gonna keep doing it slow just for now.
Go slow. I've been doing this for 15 years.
It's fair to say, I don't think I've ever done these right. Ever.
That's all right.
That serratus gets burning, bro. Yeah, thank God I got you, man. The timing couldn't be better.
Another thing is a lot of people tend to try to go more into that external rotation because it's just a natural thing. What you want to do is, for just the movement, to hit it right, keep everything stacked. I always say stack the bones, right? So when I stack my bones, you have stiffer and stronger force production being able to be produced. So when I go to throw a punch, I'm not gonna throw a punch like this. I'm not gonna throw a punch like this. I'm gonna break my shit. So I wanna be here, boom. Now, you can make like an argument that like there's different palm strikes and shit like that, but you're still stacking the bone and it's still stiff. What I want you to do is I want you to stack, because that line of force, I want it to be directly in line with the muscles that are trying to move the tension.
Stacked,
right now.
back.
I'll pull it.
Stacked.
Boom. That's it. Fucking shredded, man. Look at him. Shredded, right? Get that guy, man. I'm gonna have to take the shirt off in a minute. That's gonna be. Draw the rib cage down.
Oh shit. Okay.
Bend the knees a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Now retract. Good. Now pull apart. There you go. Okay, relax. Now we're gonna go palms up. So you're gonna go supinated, and that's gonna get you more into that external rotation instead of internal, because you got internal rotation, pronation, supination, external rotation of the shoulder. So now automatically we're gonna draw the shoulder blade back and down. Well, we could still protract, but just be here in that downward position as opposed to this upward
Got it.
position. So external rotation, protraction.
Same movement though.
Retraction, pull it apart. Now we'll hit more rear delt, and you also hit like little teres minor and major
Yeah.
muscles too. What we're doing is like more of a general physical preparedness or a GPP type of phase for an athlete. The goal is to build up work capacity. So it's gonna be a lot of volume today.